So hello everybody. Hello everybody. See, I want to talk about today is careers you shouldn't do or you should not let your loved ones do, especially for people that are young, uh, are in matric or are in the 12th grade or are just looking to explore different kind of careers. See, you could be offended by these ones if your parent or someone you know do this thing for a living, or you know someone or you lived with someone, but there's someone close to you who does this. So I will not advise anyone ever, like you are not to be advised to do this thing too. Like to be a policeman, for one, to be a Navy SEAL, to be in the military at large, to be or to work for spaces under government. I'll say the benefits of it. I'll say the things that I don't like about them. So for me personally, uh, I'm a computer scientist, and I truly believe like the world is moving towards computers, as everybody knows. But not everyone is gonna be a computer scientist or a developer or anything of that form. So but for the jobs I mentioned, I feel like it's abuse to tell someone to do those jobs, because most of those jobs have a ceiling. Like for the people high in power. So I was talking to someone about this, and they said, but there are people who are living large in the police force or in the military. For those people, they're either corrupt or in a certain political party, or they know someone. Most people, like people people in the military have the highest PTSD ever. Why would you send your child to that? Like for me, I truly believe we shouldn't live the life our parents lived. If my parents were able to get me into a good school, working as a police person, a policeman or a policewoman, that doesn't mean I should do that. Like we should always try to live a life better than the one our parents had. You cannot be working you can, like for me, I believe you cannot be working the same job your parent did unless it was a really high paying job, and it's a job you could live your life and you could be independent, uh, and be able to get things you like everyone knows, most people want to go to vacation. Like if you can afford a vacation with your job, don't tell me about a weekend where you drink with your friends. That's not a vacation. Like that's not a vacation. Like that's you going to a club or you going to a bar to drink. That's not a vacation. A vacation is something totally different. So if you can afford, if your parents were struggling while doing a particular job, why would you do that job? I feel like there's abuse to a child. Like to advise a child to go into the military is abuse. It's abuse to the child. Unless, for me at least, uh, unless they say they are going into the military with a certain qualification. For me personally, I believe in qualifications. They are going to a certain military with a qualification in order to get. They are doing a particular job that not everyone can do. Because most of these jobs, what people don't understand is that everyone can do it. If you're doing a job that everyone can do or anyone can do, you are at risk. You are at risk, you are putting yourself at risk, you're putting your family at risk. And some people say, no, I could get into the police department maybe for 2 to 3 years while I try to get on my life and do something, help my parents with their debt and whatnot. Once you are in, once you are in, I promise you, you will not leave that job. You will not leave that job. It won't be that easy. Because maybe in 3 years' time you have a kid, maybe two. Now you're taking care of your family plus the family that you have made. Where do you think you're going to go with that? Tell me the last time you have ever heard that there is an increase, there is a pay increase in government employees. Tell me the last time you have and you would advise someone to do that job. For me personally, don't. Like it's wrong to say someone should do a job that you know was failing your parents. Like most of our parents were police people, teachers, educators. um, nurses, um, clerks, people in HR. Okay, maybe not a lot of them were in HR, but for those nurses, teachers, uh, police people, soldiers, like, war is not a joke. War is not a joke. I will not advise my child or my brother or my sister to go and be in the military. They train you to kill people. Do you understand the concept of that? Like, in a world where people are battling so much about mental health and stuff, you are suggesting that someone could go and kill people. Like their job description, you are going to go to war. And you say you love that person. So for me personally, I'll highly advise never do a job that is in the government sector. But I have to say this: we need those people though. Unless if you are okay with doing that type of job, and you know that you just wanna be alive and take care of your family, because there are people like that, and that's okay. Uh, if you don't want too much things in life, that's okay. That's okay. You can. Don't get me wrong though. You can use the money that you get from the government job to start a business and be successful in it. That's another story. That's another story. Because business one is not a joke. It's possible you can do, but it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Doing business is not a joke. But for those people, that's another case, that's another video. I'm talking about these people. There are benefits. Don't get me wrong. There are benefits. Like if you're in the government sector, it's easier for you to get a loan. So you can get a loan to start your business. You can get a loan to build your home. You can get different types of loans. You have medical aid. You have a retirement fund, and there are a lot. It's not likely that you get fired. So there are a lot of processes for you to get fired. It's not easy for you to get fired. So you have that form of security in it. It's not a contract. It's a you don't have a contract, but yours is permanent. It's long term. It's not like people who sign 5-year contracts or 2-year contracts or different people like that. So you're more secured than other people. But remember, in security there's sacrifices. Like you're sacrificing something to be secured, of which is happiness in the long run. Like there's so many jobs a kid can do these days. Your kid can do these days. That doesn't involve uh, them living in life. Like if you're 20 or 21, you have to understand this. Or when you're 18, do you really think after 5 years of today, gas being so high, petrol so high, uh, cooking oil being so high, do you really believe with 20,000 rands or dollars you could survive with your family? Do you truly believe that you could survive with your family with 20,000 rands after 5 years? Imagine this: there's groceries, there is a mortgage, or there is a loan, a building, a house loan that you took. Uh, there's school, there's kids. Once there is kids in the picture, you cannot survive with with 10,000 or 20,000. So you have to find a job that would allow you to grow, and a job that has an increasing salary and allows you to be flexible enough and you to grow. You need to be able to grow in your field and obtain something from that. Do something like there are educators that have opened up their private tutoring services. That's like something is going to be there forever. And that's another thing. Those are smart people that can invest this thing, that can take the knowledge they have to invest it in different ways. It's another issue. But for those jobs, try not to try to do a job that won't be extinct after some time. Imagine that, even though for me I'm in South Africa, so even though it's moving slow, this automation thing is moving slow, but after some time, some industries will be adapted to it. Some industries will be using it. So even though there's not much fear for us right now, but but think about it. Like if you're advising someone like to do a job, I got this thing from a career expo that I'm supposed to attend. I'm going to post a video here. I'm gonna try to do a vlog uh whilst I'm there. So I got this idea from that you can they were talking about us different type of people that are going to speak, and they were talking about policemen and stuff. I have personally have nothing against police people, but I'm saying there's a ceiling, there's guns, there's bullets. Other than the risk of you losing your life, there's a ceiling into that life. You enter the life and you are sacrificing yourself to a certain ceiling, and the ceiling is real, and you cannot leave the ceiling, cannot break through the ceiling after X amount of years, and you have this number of kids. Like after 3 kids, you think you are going to leave your job and start a new one. Think about it. Think about it. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. So whenever you're advising someone, for me, maybe I'll do another video explaining why you should do computer science. I'll do another video explaining why you should try to motivate your kids, even though they don't do computer science, but they have enough knowledge about how computers work. Like Excel, teach your child how to use Excel. Excel, only Excel. Like that person could do some data entering job somewhere, can be a freelancer, but they can do a data entering job somewhere. There are different jobs that with that knowledge you can grow, you can start something, you can expand from something. But with the jobs that I mentioned, especially defense force jobs, like you hear people, PTSD is not a joke. You hear people like people from the army, after some tours, maybe 4 tours or 5 tours, they come back, they're struggling to find a job. A lot of things happen to those people. Like now they're disturbed, now they have issues, medical issues, the government doesn't want to pay. Tell me one soldier you know that is living large without any connections. Tell me a police person that is not corrupt, that is living large. It's not something you could tell someone to do. So I highly advise against people doing defense jobs. Like don't. I don't want to go into other jobs, but there are jobs that you shouldn't do. Like don't do that job. And jobs that are going to be extinct, don't do that. Don't be a dinosaur. Don't be a dinosaur, my guy. You'll be stuck in the museum when the world is moving. What's wrong with you? So yeah, don't be the guy. Don't be the guy. Try to educate yourself. Find out things you could do. Different things. Peace out.